Hello and welcome to RTD's English News Edition, the top stories. Inauguration of a counter-terrorism center in East Africa was held this morning. The North and South Korean presidents will meet tomorrow on the military demarcation line according to the United Nations. Thank you for joining us in our newsroom. In order to promote investment in the Republic of Djibouti, the National Agency for the Promotion of Investment announced this morning at the Kempinski Palace Hotel the establishment of a single office for the external trade. This project will facilitate trade exchanges outside which cross-border exchange between the countries of the sub-region. The single factory of external trade will reduce the administrative formalities often deemed long and complex or binding the business manufacturer to adjust additional expenditure. This initiative should also improve customs revenue. Presentation of this pilot project was made at the announcement of the Singapore Corporation Single External Trade Industry. The Minister in charge of Investment, Anglais, opened the ceremony for the announcement of the single factor of external trade. The President of the Port Authority, Umar Hadi, the Secretary General of the Ministry of Trade, the Director of the National Agency for the Promotion of Investment, there are the actors of the public sector participated in this announcement of the establishment of the single trade source outside. In his speech, the Minister of the Investment, Anglais, has emphasized that this initiative aims to promote the climates of business. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the Intergovernmental Authority for Development (IGAD) held an official inauguration ceremony of the Center of Excellence for the Prevention and Fight Against Violent Extremism in Djibouti. The ceremony was chaired by the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Djibouti, Mr. Mohammed Ali Yusuf, and the Executive Secretary of IGAD, Deputy Assistant Secretary of State for African Affairs, Donald Mato. The regional strategy for the prevention and fight against violent extremism in the Horn of Africa and East Africa region will also be launched on this occasion. The IGAD CVE Center for Excellence are a leading institution providing a dedicated platform for the institutionalization of prevention and countering violent extremism in the Horn of Africa region. This Center of Excellence is intended to serve as a resource for government, civil society, youth, religious leaders, experts, practitioners, business people and others interested in countering violent extremism. The Center will seek to empower young people, women, religious leaders and civil society. The Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation also reminded the importance of the center. Let's listen to him.
Ambassadors, ladies and gentlemen, it is indeed a great honor for me to attend this ceremony of the official launching of IGAD Center to Counter Violent Extremism. We're all privileged here in Djibouti to live in a peaceful environment where violent extremism and radicalization are completely absent. But we cannot say the same of our sub-region, where terrorist groups and radicalized youngsters continue to disrupt the daily life of so many people in the region. We firmly believe that the root cause of this global phenomenon has much to do with ideologies than religion, psychological behavior of individuals than cultural factors. Your Excellencies, dear friends, Djibouti is privileged to host this Center of Excellence to counter violent extremism. We can make a difference where military means are not always enough to defeat those terrorist groups. The double-track fight against violent extremism and the particular focus on communication, sensitization and education are the long-term solution to prevent any of those extremist ideologies from infiltrating our societies. The IGAD Center for Countering Violent Extremism is bound to become one of the regional instruments for the promotion of research programs, communication strategies, and concept development in our regional policies to fight against violent extremism. I would like to seize this opportunity to once again express our gratitude to our Executive Secretary, Engineer Mahbub Maalim. Please give him a round of applause. He has been so instrumental in making this dream a reality. To see this Center for Excellence for Counterterrorism and Violent Extremism is really one of his achievements. And for that, I salute your efforts, Your Excellency.
The Minister of Housing, Urbanism and the Environment, Musa Mohammed Ahmed, has today led a strong delegation on a field visit to Omar Jaga to take part in the official inauguration ceremony of the high-flow drilling equipped with solar system. Prefect of RTD Abdullah Diraouki, President of Regional Council and Mebouh, MP Omar Waberi, as well as notables and customary chiefs took part in the ceremony. The Minister of Environment addressed to the population of the area to thank for the fraternal and warm welcome reserved for him and his delegation. He said that this drilling is the result of the project development of agro-pastoral perimeters as a strategy for adapting to climate change in the regions of Small and Grand Para that the Department of the Environment has successively launched since August 2013. An initiative who enters in the framework of the project commonly called Bara Project, especially in the locality of Kurtimale. A transfer instructions between Colonel Major Abdurrahman Adenshar, the Standing Marine Corps Chief, and the new Corps Commander Ahmed Tahir Jama took place early in the morning at the Navy headquarters. The ceremony, chaired by the Lieutenant General Zakaria Sheikh Ibrahim, head of state, head of the Major General of the Armed Forces, saw the participation of all senior officers. Also present were the Chief of Staff of the Gendarmerie, Colonel Zakaria Hassan Aden, and other high-profile guests. As usual, the Army carried out the General carried out the military honors and the review of the troops in the presence of Colonel Major Abdurrahman Adenshar. After the military honors and the review of the troops, the Major General in his agenda congratulated the exemplary career of the Colonel Major Abdurrahman Adenshar in view of the brilliant career of Colonel Major Shar. The Major General read his entire satisfaction by declaring this Saturday, April 26th, of the Commander of the Great Star of Djibouti. The General has made a speech where he highlighted the pursuit of the remarkable military career of Colonel Major Abdurrahman Adenshar, with a failed married, a father of 8 children. Colonel Major Shar was born on October 21st, 1956, he said. He first served in the French Army from January 1st, 1975 until June 6, 1977, date of creation of Djiboutian Army, from which he integrated with the rank of a non-commissioned officer, and at the end, on competition, he was admitted to follow in 1984 the first officer training course, the military school of Holo, President Gouleti, where he was a major of his promotion. After the decoration and an excellent review of the prestigious career of Colonel Major Shar, the Major General presided over the change of command by the handing over of the flag to the new chief of the party, in this case the Lieutenant Ahmed Tahir, named by presidential decree to order the Navy from April 26, 2018. And then the two senior officers signed the official change of command documents.
Ouvrez les bains. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين.
The young participants of the 11th Games of the French-speaking Indian Ocean countries presented this morning at the People's Palace a presentation on their concern in the safeguard of the environment and also presenting some aspects of their cultures. These elected young people who participate in the games have in turn made a presentation and exhibition on the potentialities and difficulties encountered in the environment in their country. This day was fruitful and full of discoveries. They also mentioned the crucial role that the youth presented for the protection of the environment and the averages put in place to fight against climate change. This meeting between the young youth intervenes in the framework of the exchange between young people and on the environment in the various countries of the Indian Ocean and takes steps to wave a long-term link for the youth who the future of tomorrow. Young participant of these games has in an interview said the following.
La journée de l'Assemblée des jeunes a été une journée riche en informations. Nous avons pu partager, échanger avec des jeunes de notre âge, venus de Comores, Seychelles, Mayotte, etc.
I'm also a student of lycée d'État. So it was a really nice entrainment, and it was really good for us to learn, like, you know, it's good for us to do like these things here. And when other countries come here, it's really nice to us, and it was a rich and a good thing for us. So environment is really important for us and for others. So we can't even live without environment, because it's like plants and animals. We always eat from animals and vegetables. It's the way that we can live. It's really important. And today there were like 7 countries who were coming here in Djibouti to talk with us and to exchange like things with each others, and it was a really nice thing. And I've gained like a lot of experience, and I've liked a lot this thing. So in final, we are the future. The youth are the future, and I have to thankful the Minister of Environment.
The Secretary General of the MENFA, Mr. Mohammed Abdallah Mahyoub, proceeded late in the morning to the closing ceremony of a training on the promotion of reading of books. The event that took place in Kripen saw the participation of senior executives of MENFA, including the Director of Education, Abdi Girre, the Acting Director General of Kripen, Abdullahi Barre, as well as the inspectors and the educational advisor took part in the ceremony. About 40 teachers of basic education, school directors, educational advisors and inspectors attended the training, which took place from 18 to 24 April. Ms. Anek, a French expert, facilitated this training, focused particularly on the objectives of reading leisure and the uniqueness of children. In a second step, the expert and the participants worked together on the collection of reading books for the elementary children, the creation and animation of a space for books in the schools, and the program of experimenting with new methods to awaken the taste of reading at the youngest age in children. A workshop to validate the report of the National Strategy for the Management of Ballast Water in Djibouti opened yesterday at the People's Palace. Organized by the Ministry of Housing and Environment in collaboration with the Regional Organization for the Conservation of the Environment of the Red Sea and the Gulf of Aden for 2 days, brings together many executives and officers of state institutions and NGOs involved in the marine environment. This week, the presidents of 5 regional councils and the mayor of the city of Djibouti met in Tejaro region to discuss the next General Assembly of the National Association of Local Authorities of Djibouti. Also discussed during this meeting was the state of decentralization, the transfer of skills and relations with sectoral ministries. In addition, the participants expressed their great interest in this type of meeting and recommend to multiply this kind of meeting and in the other regions as well to discuss common issues and possible proposals for solutions. In the end, the presidents and the mayor welcomed the will of the President of the Republic for the consolidation of decentralization in Djibouti. The expenditure of the law on the promotion and protection of rights of persons with special needs continued, where the State Secretary of Social Affairs went to Ali Sabiha. The team met last Monday, 23rd April, that people concerned and invite all local officials to take part in the debates. All were able to explain their views on how to integrate into society and help disabled people to confirm their rights to life without being excluded by looks, rejected or diminished. The technical advisor of the President of the Republic for People with Special Needs, Mr. Douali Said Mahmoud, and the President of the National Network of Disabled Persons, Mr. Idris Mumin Abdi, took part in this meeting. And on the international news, charged Wednesday for foreign bribery and complicity in breach of trust and forgery, the businessman Vincent Bolloré is implicated in the investigation into the obtaining port concessions in Lom, Togo, and Conakry, Guinea. Vincent Bolloré plunges into judicial turmoil after 2 days in police custody. The French businessman came out Wednesday night of anti-corruption police in Nanterre. The 66-year-old French billionaire has been indicted on charges of bribery of a foreign public official and complicity in breach of trust and forgery in an investigation into the condition of attribution of its port concessions in West Africa. However, he left the Office of the Financial Justice without being placed under judicial control.
No knowledge of and will have the opportunity to answer this unfounded accusation, it added. The decision to place the French token under formal investigation over allegations his company under charge for work on behalf of presidential candidate in Guinea and Togo in return for port contract came after 2 days of questioning by police. The 66-year-old head of the Bolloré group was taken into custody on Tuesday in the Paris suburb of Nanterre for questioning about how the group obtained a contract to run Lomé Port in Togo and Conakry Port in Guinea, the sources say, on condition of anonymity. The news that the magnate was being questioned caused Bolloré stock to tumble over 8% in Paris trading.
It is here we close this edition. Thank you for joining us on RTD channel and have a good night.